Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the auction sale here today of number 20 Grange Avenue here at Taroona. That was quick. I was just launching into my little opening. That's okay, madam. How did your husband contact you, madam? Well, perhaps he could ring again by phone and you could liaise again with the bidding. Yes, perhaps. Madam, there are a number of people who have been waiting for the last month or so, and I'm sure that you and your husband have discussed the property over the past few weeks, many sleepless nights I would have imagined, and I'm afraid that you'll have to make the decisions on your own from there. All right? Now, where were we? Bella Vista, ladies and gentlemen, certainly one of the most significant properties to come onto the market in the whole of Tasmania for some considerable time. In fact, it's probably the most significant property since Antilles House was offered some 2 years ago. In fact, in this very auditorium, when our company, Brock Partners Real Estate, were fortunate enough to have received instructions to offer that particular property, it sold under the hammer. We had 5 or 6 bidders on the property, and certainly the interest in Bella Vista matches that. And I think the attendance that's here today, ladies and gentlemen, reflects the interest that's been shown, and we know that there are 5 or 6 of you very, very keen to buy the property, and I sincerely wish you all the very best in your endeavours to do so. It is a home that I believe is quite unique. And I say that because I've never seen, in the 20-odd years that I've been offering residential property, I've never seen a home that combines 3 such brilliant attributes. To find a water location, to find such stunning views, and such superbly established park-like grounds together is something that's very, very special. As many of you would be aware, properties on the waterfront tend almost by definition to be on small blocks because everyone wants to live there. So you can find those sort of homes if you want. But to find a property with 3¼ acres for your kids to play, normally you've got to drive half an hour or so into the hills. But you have the combination of those 3 here today, and certainly I believe that is what makes it so unique. And if you don't purchase Bella Vista here this afternoon, heaven forbid when you'll find another opportunity, because they just don't make them. Ladies and gentlemen, the property was called Bella Vista for a very good reason. The term obviously meaning beautiful views, and really the views from here are as good as I've seen. It is just a fantastic feeling to be able to stand here with your friends, your colleagues and your family, looking down across the Derwent River to Druthi Point. And in fact, this morning we were down there conducting our final inspection of the property, and it was just a lovely feeling to stand there in the drizzling rain and peer out through the mist and watch a tanker meander across the water. A lovely, warm feeling of serenity, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing missing was the umbrella. Ladies and gentlemen, the format for the auction sale here this afternoon will be very straightforward indeed. We'll be running through the legal particulars of the offering, a few notes arising from the conditions of sale, 1 or 2 salient points arising from the property itself. We'll then give you the opportunity of asking any questions you might have, and then basically over to you for your bidding. Now, whoever is lucky enough to purchase the property here today, or shrewd enough I should say as well, will be required to step forward, give in his or her name and address and sign the auction contract that's been prepared on behalf of our vendors. And reading the details from that contract, ladies and gentlemen, we offer you here this afternoon that piece of land known and situated in the town of Taroona, being the whole of the land comprised and described in 2 certificates of title, Register Book Volume 2896, Folio 64, comprising some 4,563 square metres, or approximately 1 acre in imperial terms, and Volume 2896, Folio 65, which is the house block of some 8,595 square metres, or around 2¼ acres. We also point out to you, ladies and gentlemen, as per the certificates of title, that there is a right-of-way over the carriageway enabling access to the house title. However, as both titles have been used concurrently over the years in this 1.3 hectare estate, there is no right-of-way for the small of title. So if you wish to create that, it would be up to you to, as the new purchaser, to make your own endeavours. And in fact, the land is owned by the adjacent property owner. You'd have to make your own arrangements for that. We also point out to you that there's a pipeline easement to the property. We believe that acts as a bonus for you because in fact it really is a nice little rear access, enabling you to wander up there into the streets close to transport and so on, rather than walking right down the roadway at the front. Ladies and gentlemen, following on that, the fixtures and fittings that pass with the sale. Included are all fixed improvements erected upon the land, all internal fixtures, fittings, light fittings and window treatments. The dishwasher also remains with the property, as does all swimming pool equipment. Excluded, quite naturally, all of the vendor's furniture and effects, all potted plants and garden furniture, plus the 2 chandeliers in the lounge and dining rooms. Now, buyers, the conditions under which we offer the property to you are the standard ones as set down by the Real Estate Institute. These conditions are there as much for your protection as intending purchasers as they are indeed for the vendors. The only 2 clauses we bring to your attention, the 2 most important ones, are firstly payment, where we do require a 10% deposit on the fall of the hammer, which is customary of course, and the balance at settlement date that has been set down for the 16th day of September. Now that 3-month settlement date we certainly believe is a big advantage for any of you interested in bidding. It gives you ample time to organise finance, perhaps sell your existing property or whatever. However, when you bid and purchase at public auction, you buy on the basis of a cash and unconditional sale. Also, ladies and gentlemen, insurance on the property, you should be aware that the property is at your risk from today, the day of sale, and basically it's up to you to take out an immediate insurance cover note. If you have a problem there, please speak to us and we can organise a temporary cover for you. Also on display here at the property for the past half an hour or so, and also at our place of business for the past 3 days, is Section 7 documents of the Land and Business Agents Act, basically setting out anything which would affect your freehold interest in the property. They've all been on display and very straightforward indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just before we make a few notes about the property itself, are there any questions you'd like to put to us? No, sir, there is a certificate of title, so it is saleable. However, I'm pointing out to you, as in fact we mentioned previously, that it is landlocked. Yes, it is. There is no access over that. But the property, the house property, stands alone, and that has access over that right-of-way. The adjacent block of land, the one that you're talking about, doesn't have right-of-way, but the person who owns that is in fact the next neighbour. And so you would have to approach that neighbour to see if you could negotiate a right-of-way to create an access for that separate title to make it more saleable. So the answer is, yes, you could sell it off, but to make it more valuable, I would certainly recommend that you try and make sure that you could get access over it. Does that answer your query? You don't sound very convinced about that. Is that okay? No, I'm saying that if you want to put access over it, you'll have to negotiate that. We offer the property today as it stands, sir, and if you want to make your own arrangements further on regarding that piece of land, unfortunately we can't do anything in the next couple of minutes before the bidding gets underway. Any other queries, please, ladies and gentlemen? Well, buyers onto the property itself, and I mentioned in the opening just a couple of points about it. But it really is something very, very special indeed. When we first were invited out some month or so ago, I was immediately taken as you wander up the pathway, the driveway to the home, the sensational wooded setting, the beautifully established trees, the reserve to one side. The property is set on this massive piece of land, ample room of course for a tennis court if you so wish, to add to the property, develop it in other ways. The residential zoning of course, ladies and gentlemen, means that you can only use it for residential purposes. The council, we've spoken to the council, while they're not keen to further subdivide the property, they have indicated that subject to the normal consents, you may be able to erect about 5 units on the land. However, no warranty is given by either the selling agents nor the vendors to this end. It's up to you to have made your own inquiries. But really, that's academic, because the interest has come from you people as families who want to live here. And you look at the home. The setting, of course, is magnificent, the views we've talked about earlier. But the home is just brilliant. Constructed in the 1960s and standing very, very well indeed. I think it's a credit to the owners on their taste, presentation and decor right throughout, enabling one of you people to move into the home and live in it exactly as it is. And the great thing about it, and the thing that really impressed me when I first saw it, is the architecture. Where have you seen a home comprising 11 rooms where 10 of them all have a view over the water? I measured it out the other day. It's like a 40-metre frontage to the home itself. And of course that's much bigger than most normal building blocks, let alone a house. And the other advantage, of course, is there's no argument with the kids. The 3 children's bedrooms there, they're all about the same size, all got built-ins, toss of a coin, doesn't matter who gets it because they all get the beautiful outlook. The master bedroom is also adjacent to that, again with a lovely view. You've also got an ensuite facility there, a lovely little dressing area as well. When you walk into the home, a gracious entrance foyer. To the one side you've got a study, which is the only room that doesn't have the outlook, and of course a cloakroom to the other side, an old-fashioned cloakroom together with WC and hand basin. The formal areas, again, very, very spacious. Sitting room, separate formal dining room, which has French doors opening out to the patio. And when you stand out there, you have the beautiful lawned area to one side where the kids can play as your friends come around for barbecues, and the heated in-ground swimming pool down to the left-hand side. The kitchen, brilliant, very spacious. It's got everything that opens and shuts, wall oven, hot plates. It's got a built-in dishwasher. There's a pantry adjacent to it. The laundry is just in behind there. An informal dining room and a family room as well with really terrific outlooks. In fact, picture windows on 3 sides. But the real bonus is downstairs. You wander down the stairs not knowing what you're going to find. I thought it might have been a cellar or something when we went out there, but it's not. It's a rumpus room. A really big rumpus room down there. Plenty of room for a table tennis table or an 8-ball table. But the other advantage is the fact that there's an ensuite bathroom down there, which means that you could use it, if you so wish, as a parent's retreat master bedroom with its own bathroom adjacent. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a stunning home. It really is something very, very special. And as I mentioned earlier, the peace and serenity are the things that leave a lasting impression. Ladies and gentlemen, over to you. Forbidden offer, please, on the property known as Bella Vista, number 20, Grange Avenue, here at Taroona. What have you got for the property, please? How much? Call it away, buyers. Up to you for a start. Well, I said it was very peaceful and quiet. It certainly is. Let's get it going, ladies and gentlemen. I know people are a little bit embarrassed about calling out an opening bid, but perhaps I can suggest one of around $700,000 to go. Should bring that money very comfortably. Is there $700,000 to get us underway, please? 650 then. Thank you. At 650 to the left-hand side. At $650,000, bid away to the left-hand side. The bid's there at $650,000. And perhaps at this early stage, we'll simply take your $25,000 rises. 650 we've got, and 75 to the centre. At 675 and 7 now with the starter. At $700,000, bid and offer down here at $700,000, fairly bid. At 700 is yours, it's at 7 1/4 now. 725 to the front. You bidding, sir? 725 is here. Don't play with your nose at this sort of juncture, sir. 725 we've got at $725,000. Bid down the centre at 725 and 50 now. 750 back with a starter, just the two of you going. At $750,000, 75 we've got. 775, sorry sir, we had a 25 here in time. 775 we've got at $775,000. Bid down here at $775,000. We're taking 25s. $775,000 bid down there. 8 with a starter. $800,000 bid down there, left-hand side at $800,000. It's against you now at $800,000, and I'll take your 10 now if you like, sir. 5, all right, we'll take it. 805. 85, we've got at $805,000 against the two of you now and 10 behind you. 810. 810, bid and offered at $810,000. Fairly bid down there. It's against the Star. 810, 12 and a half, thank you, sir. $812,500 bid and offered down there. 812,500, 15 down the centre. 815 we've got. $815,000 against the two of you now. We're taking 2.5, sir. $815,000 bid and offer at $815,000 bid. No, we're taking 2.5, sir, at this stage. $815,000. Are you done? Finished and silent for Bella Vista at $815,000. I call it 3 times and 3 times only. $815,000. Sir, you've been a very persistent bidder and I'll take it from you. 816, thank you. 816 and a bid now at $816,000 and 17 back down the centre. 817, we're right down to $1,000 rises. 817 a bid. $817,000. It's against the two of you now. 817 we've got down here at $817,000. Done. Well, we'll take it from you, sir. We shouldn't at this stage, but certainly we're happy to help you along. 817.5 now at $817,500. Bids to my right-hand side. $817,500 bids down there to the right. Against you now, sir. Another 500. Think about it, sir, please. You've been to the property week after week.
Now, Mr. Australasian, you're going too slowly for me.
Too slowly, sir.
I wanted to buy it. I retract my bid. There's no point in me waiting with your talking to the other people. I wanted to buy it. I retract the bid.
Sir, unfortunately, the conditions of option are that no person shall advance a greater or less sum at any bidding than shall be nominated by the auctioneer, nor shall any person retract his bidding. The bid is yours, sir, at $817,500. The conditions of sale are quite straightforward. You have left your name and phone number with us, sir. And the laws of auction enable us, ladies and gentlemen, to knock the property down to the gentleman, because you are not allowed to retract your bidding under the rules of auction. 817.5 we've got to our absent friend. $817,500. The gentleman's bid is there, but we're still open for bidding, sir, if you'd like to come back in, or anybody else as well. $817,500. All done. Finished with it and silent at $817,500 for the first time of calling. We will be knocking it down, ladies and gentlemen. $817,500 for the second time of calling. All done, finished and silent for the third and final call. And I repeat, ladies and gentlemen, once again, so that you're all aware, the gentleman announced the fact that he had bid, and our conditions of sale are quite straightforward. We can knock the property down because you are not allowed to retract your bidding. $817.5, then for the third and final call. All done, finished and silent. What about another 500, sir? Sure. $817,500 then for the third and final call. All done, finished, bid, offered, and the property is sold to that gentleman, sir. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Brock Partners Real Estate, for your bidding and your attendance here this afternoon.